Happy morning, my dear children. Glad to see you back through this video. Today I am going to teach Standard 5, Term 2, Unit 2, Supplementary, Practice Makes a Man Perfect. Before going to the lesson, let me show you my little Pictionary collection which is related to the story. Just look at the picture. He is an archer. God. What is this? God. Ladle. Ladle. Copper coin. You can see the hole in the center. Copper coin. So here is the hard words. Precisely, exactly. Admire, praise. Awe, wonder. Cheered, encouraged. Annoyed, irritated. Mocking, teasing. Curious, eager to know. Unfazed, not surprised. Patiently, calm. Ladle, scoop. So, here is a story. Practice makes a man perfect. Children, what do we do if we want to win in any competition? We should practice constantly. Let's get into the story that proves that practice makes a man perfect. So, characters of the story: Uttaman, an archer. You can see the picture here. He is Uttaman. He is an archer. And the second character, an old man. He is an oil seller. Long ago, there lived an archer named Uttaman. During his time, the forests and animals filled the lands. He was a skilled archer and could perform wonderful feats of archery. He could hit the center of the target precisely, no matter how far the target was. He was also a show-off. He liked to show his skills for the crowds to admire. Precisely means exactly, admire, praise. Now listen. So in the first para, we have seen about who was Uttaman and how good he was at his skills. Is it not, children? Move on to the next paragraph. One day, as usual, he was shooting arrows at the targets. The admirers watched in awe. Awe means wonder. At that time, a man with a beard as white as snow, carrying oil gods, joined the crowd and stood at the back. As Uttaman finished, the crowd clapped and cheered for him, except the oil seller. He neither clapped nor cheered. Did you understand the meaning? People usually wonder at his skills while practicing archery. An oil seller who came that side stood along with the crowd and he was looking at Uttaman's skills. But there is a difference between the people and an oil seller. What is that, children? Yes, all the people who were there were amazed at his skills, but the oil seller was not surprised by Uttaman's skill and he did not cheer him also. Let's go on a catch next. Suddenly, with a deep and loud tone, he said, "It's just a matter of practice." Uttaman got annoyed. The irritated Uttaman asked, "Are you an archer? Do you think anyone can do what I do?" The old man said calmly, "No, sir, I am not an archer. I don't doubt your skills. All I said was that everything was a matter of practice." Uttaman was red in anger. "What do you know to pass such thoughtless comments on others? Who are you?" Instead of praising Uttaman's skill, what did the old man do? He shouted that it was all about a matter of practice. Uttaman's attention was diverted to the oil merchant and provoked his anger. This made Uttaman to ask question to the old man. Move on to the next paragraph. "Sir, there is no reason to be angry. I am an oil seller. I am sure you must have guessed that by seeing my gourds. I fill these gourds with oil and sell them. Over the years, I have achieved some skill in filling the gourds. If you allow, I will show it to you," said the old man. Uttaman, in a mocking tone, said, "Show us your skills." Everyone was curious. They wanted to see what would happen next. The crowd inched close to get a clear view of the oil seller. Unfazed by the crowd and by habit, the oil seller was calm. The oil merchant was very patient in answering all the questions asked by Uttaman. He constantly repeating the same thing to Uttaman, that he did not doubt his skills. He said that anything is possible for anyone if they continue to practice constantly. He was also trying to prove his point. Over the years, being an oil seller, he too had a unique talent in his business. He tried to show off his skills in front of everyone. Uttaman and the people around him were eagerly waiting to see what kind of talent he was going to show. But the old man was very calm and patient. See the next paragraph. He patiently placed an empty gourd on the ground. He then placed a small coin on the mouth of the gourd. The small coin, made of copper, had a small hole at its center. The oil seller stood up, took some oil in his ladle, and began to pour oil into the gourd. From the height, he poured the oil. It went straight into the gourd through the hole in the coin. When the oil seller had finished filling the gourd, he lifted the coin. He showed people that the coin did not have any trace of oil. Did you understand, children? Without any anxiety, he showed off his talent in front of the people, that too very calmly. From a certain height, he poured the oil into the gourd through the small hole of the copper coin, which was placed on the top of the gourd. It went straight into the gourd and it did not scatter at all. The coin did not have any trace of oil. See the next answer. The crowd was shocked to silence. Then one person cheered, and soon the entire crowd burst into a loud cheer for the oil seller. The oil seller smiled and said, "As I told, there is nothing special about it. It's only a matter of practice." Uttaman was just as surprised as the crowd. He smiled and said, "You have taught me something today. Thank you." Initially, Uttaman and the people around him were thought, what's so surprising about filling the oil into the gourd? But after seeing his talent, the people were amazed and cheered him. But the old man did not even take it too seriously. With a smile on his face, he repeated the same thing. It's only a matter of practice. Finally, Uttaman realized his mistake. Uttaman changed his mind and thanked the old man. What did you learn from this story, children? It is commendable that a man has talent, but that talent should not lead to bragging. We must also learn to recognize and appreciate the talents of others. That is the beauty of the real man. Will you do, children? Yes. Cultivate the habit among you. Let's move on to the book bag exercise. Choose the correct answer. Uttaman was skilled in archery. The old man was carrying gourds of oil. The old man is an oil seller. The old man put dash on the mouth of the gourd, a small coin. So, with this, we have come to the end of our class. Cultivate good habits among you. See you all in next class. Bye from Swati.